one to recap what happened last time. Oh, I'm sorry. Tekken sounded very sad, so I feel like Tekken prepped for this. So
No, I
instead,
didn't.
I
I
can
was
give
just
it over to
laughing.
Tekken. Oh, okay. I just heard you go. Oh. Okay, Tortuga. Yeah, we'll go. Tortuga, take it away.
We started in the cave with the fairy thing, and I had poked her, and she felt it. Um, Ow! What was that for?
Was that? I don't know if that's part of the story or if someone just actually poked you because of something you said. All are equally valid.
My wife just reached over and smacked me for poking a fairy.
uh,
She gets inspiration.
I think she does every day.
We fought a bunch of things and ended up in the secret place of the thing. I can't remember what her name. What was her name? Dadgummit.
Xanthoria?
Xanthoria. And we fought her, and we fought a demon, and we won because we're awesome. But it was really close, and I died. And then I came back.
Yeah, I
did.
only have
And we
like
killed the thing.
6 hit points or something right now. Oh, 8. I
Yeah,
I have
I
8
have
hit
like.
points right now, so
Yeah, you do.
So we're probably going to go back to the tavern and take a nap now.
I think there's one very important thing that's missing. That happened.
Oh crap! The thing.
Which thing? Can you be more
Oh
specific?
crap! Oh dang! Comet. Take and let the pig die.
Oh, I let the pig die.
Did I ever tell you all what the pig's name was?
you tried to, but it
Could you?
didn't stick.
Oh, okay. Its name was MacGuffin. Just in case anyone's wondering.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the thing showed up. The weird
Mhm.
looking thing from the library.
And what was the attitude of the weird looking thing with the from the library? What was he looking for?
Uh, he was looking for bacon, but
And where was the
I
bacon?
had hid some of. Most of it was in Kit's belly,
Most of it.
and a little bit of it was in Tortuga's belly. But some of it was in Tortuga's pocket because Tortuga knows to save bacon for later.
The important question is, does Tortuga offer the bacon, or does Tortuga still hold on to the bacon, thinking he might need it?
Tortuga's going to judge that response by how angry the creature looks.
Both of these
Hmm.
options will save Tortuga's bacon. However,
I'm proud of you, JCP, not Gur, JCP.
yes.
Um. So, given that the creature, actually, what I don't even have. 1 second. I have failed to prep. Be right back.
For some reason, I thought he was going to call on Tekken again, so I didn't even prepare or have the thing pulled up. I'm sure you couldn't tell though, because my recap was just awesome.
I am back. I just forgot my notebook. I usually have it sitting by me, but I actually put it away this time. So we'll get back to our cave music here. And yes,
I did forget about the invisible butchers, my curse mark becoming worse. Uh,
mhm.
yeah. Thunderwing just, yeah, we had to kill her. We put her in a blender. I saved some of her blood.
Oh, okay. We'll say that that's a thing that happened. So the first thing that happens is after the creature looks around, given the best it can do, the fact that it lacks eyes. It looks around and it notices Sax and Kit. And it says, "Not you two again." And it reaches forward with two of its hands and taps Kit and Sax on the forehead. And in a poof, which almost looks like some pages scattering, they vanish. And he looks around and says, "Ah, the remaining ones." And he sniffs. "I still smell bacon. But I do not see the bacon. It has called me here." And it's looking around expectantly, appearing to not be very annoyed.
I offer it a piece of bacon.
Ah. Do you hold any bacon back?
I've already ate some of it, so I'm gonna say I just give him whatever I have left because, I mean, look at him. He's kind of skinny. He probably needs to put on a few pounds.
I should note that he's towering above you, Tortuga, as far as height goes. So with one of its many hands, it reaches out and takes the piece and says, "Ah, fantastic." And it starts to nibble on the end of the bacon, looking quite pleased with it. Taking its sweet time, actually. Nibble, 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 small little nibbles, taking a larger bite, breaking off little pieces. Seems to savor the bacon. Looks and says, "Ah, bacon are one of the few joys in life. The ones I can still partake in." So, as you have known about the sacred bacon, someone must have given it to you, or if you're unfortunate souls, you have happened upon it by accident. But why have you called me here?
It was more of an accident, really, because, you know, I just looked down and the pig was dead. So, you know, accidents happen. Who knew? It was just dead and I couldn't tell.
I see.
So it's like, you know, if we could get like a mulligan or like a, you know, try again later way to do this, that would be super duper awesome.
Well, you have already wasted my time by calling me here then if you did not mean to. So that cannot go without some sort of payment in due.
It was very rude of us to call you here with, but what's your name? How you doing? I'm Tortuga. I'm a cleric of Helm.
He holds one of his hands up in front of you, and you actually start to glow, and the rest of you notice actually that his eyes start to glow, almost a bluish hue. And you see that there is a almost ethereal book that appears in front of this creature, and he uses one of his other hands to start flipping through. And the astute of you We'll notice that the front of the book actually says Tortuga. That's hovering about. And he's flipping through the pages and he says, "Ah, Tortuga. The one who burned down the snout." Ah, and he's flipping out of the page. "Thought he burned down the snout. You've had yourself quite an adventure, it looks like." And he drops his hands and the book vanishes and Tortuga stops glowing. And he looks to the other two that are around, both to Gur and to Tekken. And then he looks back to Tortuga and says, "Well, it's nice to meet you, Tortuga. I
It's very nice to meet you as well.
go through... I've had various names in the past. Some people have called me one of the inevitables, but as of late, I was relegated to a particular library. And my job there was to make sure and oversee its collection and the things which existed in the library. Many people referred to me as the archivist, considering that was my role there. And unfortunately, one of my collected pieces has managed to escape with, it seems, the help of some others. Now, I've recorded many things over my time. And the library has a vast amount of knowledge, more than most might perceive. But when I went to try to discern who it was who helped one of my collected pieces make its way out, surprise, the book that contained that information seemed to have vanished. And now I stand here in front of a group of, I'm guessing, aspiring adventurers. And they've had the knowledge of how to bring me here. So, and he looks around and actually notes the cave that he's currently in. And you find yourself in this cave, this particular cave. And I can feel that a certain presence that used to be here no longer is. And he holds a hand out, and the cave itself starts to glow for a moment. Same thing, another book, kind of ethereal looking, appears in front. And using one of his hands, he flips through. And he notes that the book has a final end. And he closes it and says, "And it seems that the chapter of this particular entity's life has come to a close." And I'm going to guess that because you all are here, you are responsible for this. So, where I'm going with this, you see there's that particular book, and it seems it's been misplaced.
Oh,
And I think you all may just be quite the right people for the job. And if you find this book for me, I can grant that. And he looks over to Tekken. What did you call it? A do-over?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
A mulligan?
That was the word. Yes. I think that might be possible. So, do you accept?
Yes?
Fantastic. And And he holds his hand up, and the air in front of him kind of warps, and then kind of solidifies. And it looks like there's a mirror that's now a tall, very tall mirror, wide as he is, tall as he is. And he flicks it with his finger, and it shatters, and left behind seems to be a freestanding door. And you look in, and you can see that it definitely looks like it's leading somewhere. Looks like you'd be walking into what seems to be kind of a darkened hallway. And the archivist looks at all of you, and he says, the longer you wait, the more of my time is going to be wasted, shall we say. And he points into the open door, portally thing that's in front of you.
So you're saying we wouldn't have time for like maybe a nap, maybe an 7, 8 hour nap.
You should have thought about that probably before calling me here.
I think we should go.
Me too.
I think you're
That-
right.
That one is the smart one of the group. Go on. So, you'll enter in?
Yep.
Yes.
Cool deal.
Yes. As I'm chugging a potion of greater healing and handing one to Gur.
Yeah, sounds good. Y'all can heal, we'll even go as far as saying 1d20. You enter in and find yourself in what seems to be a very, 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 very large.
I thought that was one.
That's okay. It's better than what Tortuga seemed to have rolled. You find yourself in a impossibly large. It seems kind of a mix between a library and a museum, and you almost feel as if you're. I don't know a way to explain this, but it feels like you're on the inner workings, the inside of the library. So where all you were before the library was kind of the main area, the place where most of the patrons go and where everyone goes, and you almost feel like you've managed to get kind of into what would appear to be like almost assuming a library had a soul, the soul of the library. It seems it's definitely a place, but things are acting a little strange here. You feel there's definitely a kind of energy that's hanging in the air. There's kind of whispers you're hearing that are kind of flowing throughout the room. And just to give you a little bit of setting right now, you actually find yourself. One moment. Sorry about that. Had to turn an alarm off. So you find yourselves on what seems to be a platform. Excuse me. Where'd that go? There we go. There we go. Yep, you find yourself on a very long. Let me do what I want. Here we go. Kind of a center platform, and there's many bridges that are actually leading off of here that seem to kind of go off into the distance and lead to other areas that are. It kind of seems hard to see. It seems a little bit hazy. So the platform you're on seems good. The little bridges that are kind of extending off. They start off solid, and as they kind of go off into the distance, they almost seem to fade away a little bit. And as you look down, and up and all around you, the entire area almost seems to be completely pitch black. It seems like as you move forward and back a little bit, the area you can see kind of moves with you. Um, you can tell that each of those bridges extends at least 100 feet across. Um, and given that you've adventured many times before, you get the sensation that one of the bridges is the correct one to take. The other bridges are probably not good ones to go down. And you look around, you see that the archivist seems to be nowhere to be found, and you also notice that your entry into here no longer exists anymore. So, as of the moment, you are in this place. Uh, so yes, that is where we're going to begin.
Could I do like a survival or insight check on the bridges?
You could just do a perception check. But I'll tell you first off what you see just upon looking. So there are 5 bridges right now, and going clockwise. So starting what you would see, I guess. What are these notes I made? Apparently, I was like reading backwards. Um, so you can see that there's some symbols that are actually engraved into the ground at the very beginning of these bridges, and one of them you see is a cat, another is a chicken, you see another that is a dog, another a lion, and finally you see an elephant. Elephant? Elephant. Haha. There you go. You see an elephant.
So cat, chicken,
Lion.
Dog, lion,
Lion.
and elephant.
dog, lion, elephant.
And there is another bridge that you see that doesn't have anything at all. A few actually.
So
There's a couple
six-
of bridges.
six
that-
bridges?
You can see 5 bridges that have nice. You can see 5 of the bridges have their symbols in front, and there is a 6th bridge that's extending off. You can see that there's a door at the end of one of them. So there's 6 total that you can see at the moment. One of them does not have a symbol in front of it, and that one actually you can see leads off into the distance, and there looks to kind of be a glowing door at the end of that. You also look down, Tortuga, and you notice that your symbol that's normally on you is actually not there at all. In fact, all of you notice
Thank
that
you, one of the inevitable.
the marks that are on you, yourself included, Tekken, the smiley face that's normally on the back of your hand is currently not there.
Are we astral projecting? Or something to that effect?
No. You walk through the door. You can tell that, as far as you're aware, you're there. You are currently here, not actually astral projecting. Assuming that you all have done that before. I assume Tortuga probably has, regardless if it happened because he licked the wrong thing or not.
Not on purpose. It was an accident.
Mm, I see. And as you all stand here, in the distance, in the darkness, the whispering almost seems to start getting louder and louder.
Okay, so we can
Let's
pick a direction at
do. Yeah.
random. We could spin a dagger to see where it lands. We could go the chicken route, since that seems to be the least heroic. And it reminds me of Kit.
I'm gonna cast find a trap and make sure none of the bridges are trapped.
Oh, so you cast. Oh, find the trap. Exactly.
Yeah.
Works.
What, are you gonna cast like invisibility next so we can all sneak around?
Ooh, can I do that? Do I have that?
Invisibility, yes.
My class is not your magic spell.
uh, yeah. So you cast find the trap, and at first you sense that danger is everywhere, and then the spell seems to fizzle out, and you feel like the areas are safe.
I have a feeling that all the bridges are safe. Ish.
Didn't you? Didn't you say we could use perception?
I did.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Ah yes, they're all safe. Uh-huh.
Gur, are you going to roll, or are you just gonna go based off of them?
I can only embarrass myself by.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I figured give you the chance, you know. You. So first off, Tekken, with your perception check, you obviously note that the bridges, uh, the five of them, the ones with the symbols in front of them, kind of extend out and fade away into nothing. The sixth bridge that is there that doesn't have a symbol in front of it, that one actually, like I noted, extends off to where there's a glowing door. Because of the perception check you did, you are also going to note that as you carefully, I'm going to assume you did this, um, carefully stepped foot on one of the other bridges and made your way slowly outward to the spot you could see. As I had noted, as you walk out, the perception that you have kind of extends, the visible area kind of extends directly around you, and you start walking down the path, and very shortly after you start walking down just one of the sides, one of the bridges, you note you can't see any of your party members anymore, and you can't even see the initial platform, the main hub, call it, that you were standing on, and you just find yourself standing on this bridge. And as you're walking further and further, you get to a certain point, and as you're walking further down, like I said, the voices seem to kind of get louder and louder. They sound like they're gibberish, though nothing that makes sense to you. And then you hit a certain point, and you stop because you get this feeling that if you continue onward, it's probably going to be certain doom for you. And you've tested that with the come back. You try one of the other bridges, and you get a similar feeling right now of just going down this path, not going to be very good. You go back to that main hub, and then you start noting the pathway that has the glowing door that you can see when you step foot there. You don't get that sense of foreboding dread. Um, But yeah, other than the symbols that are engraved in the floor and the big giant glowing door on that sixth one, there's not a lot to glean in this room at the moment. Tortuga, however, somehow manages to find a small chest um, that for some reason seemed to be outside the perception of you all, but when he went looking, it was kind of hidden away in a little bit of the darkness. So yes, there's a small little crate that you found, and it looks like there's a lid on it. Tortuga.
Um, I wonder if it's a mimic. I mean, we've been talking about him.
It's a fair
The
question.
fact that he said with a lid on it. He specifically said with a lid on it. I mean, it's just gonna like don't.
Death by mimic. Sex would be like a
I
tombstone.
slowly walk over to the chest
Mm-hmm.
and look at it.
Looks like a chest. Boxy chest.
Sure, it does.
Hmm.
I poke the chest.
Feels like a chest.
I open
I
the
guess your
chest.
wife left the room because if you
I
poked a
would have
chest,
been.
she should slap you. Yeah.
You would think.
No, she's looking at something else. She didn't notice me poking a chest.
Completely unrelated, but also extremely related. Do you just poke random things all the time? Like, is there a reason that when you mentioned poking something that like that was her first reaction is just to hit you?
No comment.
I just figure it's equivalent to Tortuga licking everything. So. Yeah, you open the chest, and as you open it, there seems to be like a chorus of angelic voices that come out of it, and everybody roll for it. No, I'm just kidding. Inside, you find 3 potions.
Ooh. I take all 3 of them all at once. No, I'm just kidding.
You drink them all at once. Is that what you just said? Did everyone else hear
I,
that too?
I drank one and see what happens.
It feels very heavy in your stomach. So you drink this down, and it almost feels like there's nothing there, but at the same time there is. And you've had a similar experience to this before, almost when you first found yourself pledging to Helm, and you heal for 50 hit points. And as you drink the bottle,
Cool.
it poofs away the container itself. You have 2 left.
Hey guys, come try this mysterious liquid I found in a strange looking box in the middle of a spooky cavern.
Okay.
It makes me have warm fuzzies all in me.
Yes, warm fuzzies is a good way to put
I'm not sure I want that side effect.
Excuse me. Tortuga, you still have 2 potions.
I
You can
hand
cash
the,
them if you want, or you can hand
I
them
hand
off.
them the 2 potions
Sounds good.
and say chug, 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 chug.
I guess I'll drink the
I,
potion.
I will drink the potion at a normal pace, not chugging it.
Yeah, same.
Both of you lose. No, I'm just kidding. Both of you heal for the same amount of hit points that Tortuga did. 50.
How much was it?
50. 50. And then, same thing that happened with Tortuga. Container just poofed away. Still find yourself on that platform.
Well, I'm not really sure how the door is going to help us find the book amongst the inner workings of the library, but it seems to be the safest path.
Probably a good idea to take that way. Like I said, Tekken had already, tested some of the others and decided that it felt not quite safe at the moment. And that one did give you a good feeling. And good news, you all have healed a little bit too, along with it. So, is that what y'all are going to do? Take that away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool deal. So, you walk over there, make your way to the door, and you find it's a weird glowy door. You don't see any handle on the door, but you start feeling a sense of almost a pull, like you should be drawn. You should go through the door.
Okay, let's go through the door.
I go through the door.
Cool. Second, do you stay back and wait to see what happens to them, or you make your way through as well?
I'll go through the door too.
Okay. So you all walk through, and you find yourself suddenly on a central hub-looking platform, and there are about 6 bridges that are extending outward. However, unlike those before, the one you were in before, where there's a lot of darkness everywhere, this one you see it's a lot brighter. It's you can see a lot further down these ones, and you notice that on one of the platforms, so there doesn't seem to be any symbols on the ground this time around. You see one of the platforms leads to a glowing door, which you're fairly confident is kind of the way that you ended up here from the previous room. And you look down, and that door has no symbol on it. And then you look around, you see that there are some other symbols, but they actually look to be golems. Look like little drawn golems that are actually in front of each of the other bridges. And you look across to one of them, and you see that one of them extends to where there's another platform. And it looks like there are 2 very large iron figures that are holding on to what seems to be a crank. And then you also note that one of the other platforms seems to lead down into kind of a larger open area. other pathways seem to kind of give that same sense of dread if you try to take them. So, taking stock of where we're currently at, one of the platforms points or goes, no symbol there, goes to where there is that glowing door. There's another platform you can see that leads off to what looks to be a spot that has two large figures that are standing around a crank. And then another one that you can see seems to lead out into where there is a large kind of open area, and it looks almost to be like a little mini library.
Are the platforms where we can just like walk to them, or are they just suspended over nothing?
Oh, there's bridges that you can see. You know,
Oh,
kind
okay.
of same sort of ghostly, ethereal kind of looking, similar to how the book looked when the archivist was looking through Tortuga's book. But when you place your foot out, kind of solidifies for you. So you're able to walk across, at least for three of them. The other ones that I had noted that are there, for you, Tekken, you get kind of that same sense of dread you had when you were walking in the other room down the passageways that had the glyphs, the little lion, elephant, all those.
And you said that there's figures by the crank platform?
Yes. Uh, so one of the bridges leads to another platform where there are two large figures that are standing and holding what looks to be a large crank.
Probably guards or something.
Or a puzzle. Or decoration.
So we should preempt or strike it.
No. Because there's a crank.
Oh yeah, crank.
It might be part of a puzzle or something that we might not want to destroy.
Indeed.
And I just realized who I'm talking to. Okay. Um,
Fireball first.
let's. Oh, I would like to walk to where the figures and the crank are to see what's going on.
Okay. So
I'll
you
walk with him.
sounds good. You walk over there. And you see that there are two very large golems. Um, you can sense that they are alive, but they don't seem to react to you. Um, on the other side of the golem, so you get to this platform, and in the center of the platform is where this crank and these two golems are. On the other side, you actually see a very large, what seems to be very large, very heavy door. And you assume that the crank and the door itself are related somehow. And the door seems to have some arcane symbols on them. And looking at that door, there actually seems to be a smiley face and also a strange symbol that looks very similar to, familiar to you, Tortuga. And Gur, you actually notice that also on the center of the door, there seems to be an eye that is moving around that looks very familiar to you.
Is it the symbol of the library?
You will recognize. Give me a perception check. You're doing great on these. You recognize it as the same symbol that you had on you that seemed to have been summoning those things that are attacking you.
Oh my.
And like I said, for you, Tekken, you very quickly noticed that it was the smiley face that was on your hand.
I think I need to check my sword. Does it still have an eye?
You look at the sword, and actually, the eye does not seem to be there right now.
Okay. So that door seems to have our symbols, whether we like those symbols or not. Connected to the crank. Is there any words or inscription or riddle we need to solve around the golems? And if not, I will just say hello and try to activate them that way.
Okay. You don't see anything particular there, but as you say hello, you actually hear your voice echo back to you 4 times. So you hear hello, 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 hello. And also from your existing perception check, Tortuga, I'm just gonna say that you're still riding that high from the nat 20. You notice that
Woo!
the golems are actually staring. So they're holding on to that crank. So big crank in the center of the room. They're holding on to it. They seem to be looking back to that big open room that one of the other bridges led to.
All right, so let's
Um,
go to that big open room and see if there's a clue there.
Is that what y'all are doing?
Yeah.
Sounds.
Tortuga takes a second after seeing the voice repeating 4 times,
Mhm.
and he takes a second and says, "I can see it coming in the air tonight. Oh ham, oh ham."
You hear your voice back at you about 4 times.
That's cool. I go with them now.
Okay, so you walk into that area, and it seems to be a very large wizard's, looking to be about 30 by 30. There seems to be a thin layer. I say seems a lot. There's a thin layer of dust that's coating the room and the contents. You see that there's a bookshelf with a single row of books resting firmly along one wall. There's a wooden desk and chair that are in the center of the room. The desk seems to be covered with quills, ink, and other items. A very fancy carpet. A very fancy carpet is lying in front of the desk, and along another wall, there seems to. Oh, I gotta stop saying seems. Along another wall, uh, there's the torso of an unfinished iron golem. There's a head lying beside it.
I want to go put the head on the torso.
Okay. You walk over and you place the head onto the torso, and you kind of sense it's 5. You kind of see an inner glow from the golem, and it looks up and it says, "Oh, hello, I'm Handles. Who are you?"
Hey guys, I fixed it. I'm Tortuga.
Tortuga. I'm Tortuga.
I thought. Wait a minute. What?
I am your master now.
Master. Master. He has not been around in a while.
Did Did the bookkeeper creature art archivist give us a description of the book we're looking for?
He did not.
Okay, darn.
Been
It's unfortunate.
a pretty short session, though. Hey, you find the book.
Are
Okay.
there are there any books lying around the room?
He said there's a bookshelf or a row of books or something.
I said that there was a bookshelf in the room. There was also a desk. Tuga's already started playing with the unfinished golem.
It was shiny.
Oh.
I
And
probably could have phrased that better, but in hindsight, I'm sticking with my decision.
I guess look at the bookshelf, see if we find the book we're looking for or a magical book.
Sure. So, you walk over to the bookshelf and you note that there are actually 5 rows on the bookshelf. 3 of the 5 rows are empty. And they hold about 20 books. The first, excuse me, the first shelf has some books and they are actually labeled. There's one that says alchemy, another that says arcane, another that says arcane, and another that says arcane. There's another that is called bridges and chasms, one that says coloring. That one may or may not be very stand out to Tortuga. Another that says conjuration, felines, golems, history, maps, memories, portals, and then there's power, another that's called power, third called power, a fourth called power, one that's called scrying, and lastly, there's one called wizard locks.
I want to take the books labeled Bridges and Chasms and Maps from the bookshelf.
Okay, I will actually, just so you all have the information of what the bookshelf looks like. There you go. Okay, so you.
I would like to take the one for portals.
Okay. So we've got bridges and chasms. Tekken currently has, and then you have the one that's called the portals that Tortuga currently has. Donk. Updated.
Okay, I want to read through these books real quick.
Okay, so are you looking at?
Bridges and Chasms first, just to see if there's any like diagrams of the bridges and chasms in this area that we're in.
Sure. So you open up the book and you actually note on the inside front cover there is actually a handwritten inscription in common, and it looks to be a riddle.
Sounds like an echo.
I think you're right.
I actually knew that one. Woo!
Would I like to proceed?
I would also like to pick up the Wizard Locks book because that seems like it would be cool too.
Okay. You pick that one up. Edit. Doo-doo. Not your Tuga. Tortuga. Go ahead.
I want to take the memories book and like skim through it and see if I see any reference to a book in it.
Okay.
Or
So-
magical, powerful book or something.
Sure. So you pick up a book on memories, and as you open it, there's another small inscription that says "Reader beware"
Oh
on
dear.
the very first page. You continue. Are you continuing forward?
Does it
Flipping that page to the next?
does it say anything besides reader beware?
It does not.
Oh, I'm just gonna put it back then.
Oh, okay. So you close it and you put the book back. And you're not sure what, but just upon opening the book, there's something that started feeling in the back of your mind. And you know how when there's a thought that's like right on the tip of your tongue, but you don't know what it is. Um, it's kind of like that. It's might be bugging you. I don't know, but at the moment there's something that you're thinking about it now. At the moment that you just can't put a finger on. And when you put the book back, you now find yourself forgetting why you picked the book up to begin with.
I want to browse the history book and see if there's any like reference to any type of powerful magic books in it.
Mm-hmm. History book, so you have put back. Picked up. You pick up the history book and you start flipping through the pages, and you note that even though the book itself seems thin, every time you turn a page, pages on the left side um, are kind of stacking up, and the page on the right side, it doesn't seem like you're making any headway into the book. It's like you turn a page, and then you go to turn the next page, and as you're going through, and each time you do this, the words on the page are changing, but it almost as if this book seems very, very a lot. What am I trying to say? Uh, there's a lot more content to the book than meets the eye. And when you go to the front, you actually notice that there is an index, but it seems that so it says index at the top, but it almost looks like the ink below that. You just see like ink that's kind of almost magically swirling on the paper.
Weird.
I want to look at the first power book.
First power book. Okay. So you pick up the power book, and it feels very, very warm to you. Uh, Almost as if it's been, sitting under a heat lamp directly in the sun, something along those lines. It feels unusually warm, especially considering that you note that the room itself seems kind of cool. This book feels very warm to you. You open it up.
Yes.
Okay. So you open it up, and the inside cover actually says power. Then underneath, there looks to be a scribble of a fireball.
I've read this one.
Not your scribble, just so we're clear. But a scribble of a fireball nonetheless.
Oh my gosh, I wonder what's in the second one. I put that one back and reach for the third one.
The third one, okay. Like you're going for here. The third one you pick up, and when you look through, and you note, well, you open to the first page, and similar to the other one, you know, it says power, but then on that one, there almost seems to be the drawing of a little skeleton.
I don't understand this one. Here's a skeleton. Maybe this is necrotic power? Necromancy power?
Possibly. I don't know if you're going to go past the first page or if you're just going to look at the index page. But that is
Oh,
up to
crap. I forgot.
you. I know this isn't what happened, but in my brain, you forgot how books work. So I'm just going to pretend that's what happened here.
I'm going to put this one back and go back to the first one and actually read it.
So you flip past the that initial cover page, and the writing that is on the book, the ink seems to same with what happened with Tekken. The ink itself seems to kind of dance along the page and shift, but suddenly it kind of coalesces and comes together in Portal. And you start reading through the book, and your head is it's in, you know, your turtley language that you understand, but it seems like it's just ramblings. And as you, I'm going to assume you continue looking through the pages.
Yes.
Okay. You continue looking through, and the voices that you note that you sometimes hear actually seem to get louder and louder. And you feel like there's some sort of knowledge that's being imparted, but you can't put a finger on it. And you start turning the pages more and more and more. And the rest of you note that Tortuga seems just transfixed, staring at the book. And you all notice that the book catches fire. Tuga, on the other hand, from your point of view, you're still just flipping through that book, looking through it, reading things.
I'm gonna smack the book out of his hand. Oh wait,
Okay.
he's immune to fire. Never mind. He'll
He
be fine.
is.
He'll be fine.
And yeah, you know, you start looking further and further, and you finally reach the end of the book, and there looks to be some sort of runic circle that is drawn on the back, and this looks hand drawn and looks like it was an afterthought from the book. It wasn't originally published with the book. And the longer you stare at it, like your head is actually starting to hurt, and you're starting to feel like this symbol is almost searing itself into your mind. And both Gur and Tekken, you actually see that Tortuga has become engulfed in the flame, or it's running up his arms from this book. But Tortuga, you just start feeling like this symbol is becoming, or is, you know, burning into your mind.
Awesome.
And
I continue reading. I memorized the symbol.
sounds good. You're committing it to memory, actually, regardless if you want to or not at this point. And the rest of you, you actually see that Tortuga is completely covered in fire now at this point. Tortuga, you're still just looking at the symbol. So anything you're going to do, or are you just going to keep staring at it for now?
Could step back to like the middle of the room and try to copy it onto the floor and see what happens?
Copy the symbol onto the floor?
Yeah.
Sure. How are you going to go about doing that?
Random question.
Mm-hmm.
Did Dresden get killed when the pig got slaughtered?
No. Dresden is actually still attached to Tekken.
Dresden, my boy, come to me.
Tekken, do you continue trying to hold on to Dresden as your little buddy, or do you let him go?
I let him go.
We'll assume he lets him go. So yeah, Dresden drops off of Tekken and makes his way back to you.
I hug him a little bit till ink comes out. Then I draw it with that.
You hug Dresden.
Oh, I don't think that's how that works.
So you
But okay.
have squished your little not actually like squish, but you've squished your little buddy until you get ink. Nice. So you have ink now.
That's why it's always good to have a pet octopus if you have refillable printer cartridges.
No comment.
Yeah, I draw the symbol on the floor and see what happens.
So, you're using your finger?
Yes.
Okay. You get down and you start tracing this symbol. And you note that as you're tracing the symbol, so did you ever close the book? You still have the book open, looking at it to use it, just tracing?
I still have it open,
Okay.
looking at it.
So
I have the symbol memorized. I'm just using it for the heck of it.
okay. So you the rest of you, just to give a quick little idea on what happens here. You all see Tortuga move call for Dresden. Dresden comes over and he picks up Dresden. Dresden isn't fireproof, so Dresden's on fire. Tortuga doesn't seem to notice. Tortuga gives him a little squeeze, gets some ink out.
Oh crap!
And gets on the ground and starts sketching out a symbol. And you're not quite sure what the symbol is, but he's on the ground, and as he's sketching it, he's using, it looks like, some of the ink, but as he's drawing on the ground itself is kind of catching on fire, but only in the areas where Tortuga is currently drawing. Do you try to stop him? You let him continue? I figured I'd ask.
I'm just gonna let him continue.
This sounds bad when you say it out loud.
Okie dokie. Well, you continue drawing this. I'm sorry, Tekken, did you say you let him continue?
Yeah, I said I'll let him continue.
Okay. Same goes for Gur.
Oh yeah, I'm not getting close to that now.
So, Tortuga, you start. You continue, and you notice that he's almost kind of like a. I'd say a madman, but probably used to seeing Tortuga act like this in other ways before. Probably when there's bacon, food, or anything that makes him happy. He's on the ground and he's drawing this thing. As you draw the symbol, you start feeling tired, Tortuga. You do note that this it's an exhausting process to draw this symbol out, but you draw it, and finally you finish. And you all notice that as soon as he finishes, he's got the book open. He's still on fire, but the fire that was burning around that symbol flares, and then it vanishes. and you see that the symbol is now burnt into the ground. Tortuga's still on fire. Dresden has he is a did I give you a no, he's just a tiny octopus, right?
Yeah.
Dresden is probably at the moment kind of poofed. Because he only has 3 hit points. Actually, the familiar. Yeah, no, 3 hit points. So Dresden is probably gone at the moment. You most likely don't notice. But it's okay. Dresden, being that he is your special Pact of the Chain buddy, he just kind of poofed to a different plane, and you're just going to have to take some time to summon him back. So, gone but not forgotten. And Tortuga, once you
He'll
finish,
be back.
once you finish drawing the symbol into the ground, to you, you feel like the symbol is calling to you, to give it a little bit of your own essence. For the rest of you, you see Tortuga is staring at this charred ground, smiling, and seems transfixed by it. And he's still on fire. Luckily, though, the fire doesn't seem to be spreading to anything else.
Oh, man.
I give it a little bit of essence.
Okay. How do you go about doing that?
I kneel down next to the symbols and bring out my lighter and I say a little prayer.
Say a little prayer for you. Da-na-na, da-na-na. From a little prayer, nothing seems to happen. You're getting the feeling that essence needs to be something a bit deeper. You've heard of certain things in the past that might require a blood sacrifice.
I take out a dagger and I poke one of my fingers.
Oh, my gosh. Oh,
Okay.
man.
I could help with that if you want.
Oh, yes, please. You have a dagger, girl, I could borrow for a second?
Why, yes, I do. You want to cut right there?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Are you being careful to make sure you don't touch the fire? So, you go. I'm just gonna go ahead and ask this: are you being careful with the cut, Gur, or are you just giving him a slash?
I can be careful.
I know you can be. That's not what I'm asking.
I will resist the urge to fully attack him and just, slice his hand a little bit.
Okay,
Like they do in the movies.
sounds good. So there's a little slice.
I always wondered about that. Why do they do that? Why don't they just do like up above the elbow or something like that? Because the hands they take a long time to heal.
I don't know, probably so you could do the whole handshake thing. Yeah. So you give a little drop of blood, and then in a quick flash, actually, the symbol itself. So you drop or cut you a little bit, and some of your blood drops onto the symbol. And it almost seems to act the symbol seems to act almost kind of like a channel. So the blood drops into the center, and it extends outward and actually fills the charred circle that's on the ground. And it flares and starts glowing with a purplish hue. And you all note that the same symbol that is on the ground now, you actually see is on Tortuga's palm. Tortuga, you notice that the symbol that's on the ground, it almost looks like it was cut into your palm. Even though Gur just gave a little prick, as soon as that drop went there, and you felt it. You felt that as the blood was kind of circling on this symbol on the ground, you actually felt that it was almost being cut into your hand at the same time. And you look down and you see that it's kind of glowing a little bit as well on your hand, almost like an inner glow. Same purpley glow that is on the ground at the moment.
Ooh, glowy hand thing. Guys, check this out. Look at my hand. It's glowy.
Don't point that at me.
You all get a sense that you probably don't want that anywhere near you.
Oh my god.
Alright. I mean, yeah, it's Tortuga, but um,
I went to put back the history book, get the
Okay.
golems book, and then see if the golem in the room or the one that was by the crank thing are in the
Sure.
book.
Let me make a quick edit here. So you're putting back the history book, and you're
Yes.
picking up the golem book. Okay,
hmm
cool deal. Making a note here, huge success. You pick up the golem book, and it does note this book actually. Excuse me. This book actually seems to be handwritten, unlike some of the other ones that you've seen, and it looks to be more like a journal. And it is noting, excuse me, the process of how to actually create a golem. It looks like it might tell you how to make your own little golem.
I will relay that information to Gur and Tortuga, and then put the book back.
Sounds good.
Are there any like tables or flat surfaces that are on fire in the room?
Oh, are there tables or flat surfaces? No. There is a desk that's kind of in the center of the room, but it doesn't. Tortuga doesn't seem to have gone near it enough to catch it on fire.
Okay, I want to take the maps book and then put it on the desk, and then take all of my maps that I've made on our adventure
Mhm.
and like cross reference to see if any of them are in there, to be like, oh, I wonder if there's any of the places we've been to in here.
You check the maps book, and you actually notice that every single map you have drawn is copied exactly in that book. And then there's many, many more.
Ooh. Okay, I want to put that map, or the map book, I want to put in my bag of holding.
Cool. You place the map book in your bag of holding. Tortuga, you
Yes.
need to give me a.
Wait. I got you covered.
Uh-oh. Nice. You need to give me a. I'm gonna go with a charisma check.
Okay.
I do wish that there were better willpower checks, but those don't really. Okay. You get this looking at you're still on fire, but you don't seem to notice this. The only thing you notice now is the symbol on your hand, the symbol on the ground. You start feeling like there's this draw to just high five one of your party mates, but you manage to overcome it.
Oh my goodness.
I have that 24/7. That's why I'm able to hold myself back. I mean, I have that constant urge 24/7.
That's good. Keep keep up with those checks there. I will also note because not mention that the golem book that you did you say you placed the golem book back?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. It's still there. Yeah, I'll say that. Oh, I see what happened. I hit escape instead of that. You also did note in that golem book that as you're looking through, because it's my bad, I just kind of slipped up on this. Um, so the book is written like a book, but it also seems that as the book went on, so it didn't just describe how to make a golem, but it also was describing about experiments with golems and attempts to create golems, bind them to certain areas, and as the pages went on and on, the writing seemed to kind of become more unhinged and started being written in different languages, some that you recognize, some that you don't. But you did read something about in order to properly control a golem, they usually require some sort of phrase or command word, something along those lines, in order to control them, to get them to start, similar to how some magical items require kind of a special phrase in order to start them or make them work or trigger them.
So like any golem?
Depending on the intent of the original the golem creator, you note that in there that as you create the golem that you bind it with a certain word, and when that word is spoken, it will begin to perform its duty and duty.
Hey, Handle, what's your code word?
Tortuga.
Yes.
That's the response it gave.
Tortuga says, jump up and down.
partially
Did you just
torso and
ask the
head
torso and head to jump up and down? Okay.
was about to
Tortuga.
get to there, but Gur beat you to it.
Tortuga did not think this through.
As is tradition.
Tortuga says, "Nod your head."
It nods its head.
Tortuga says, "Tell us the book on Magpie. Where's it at?"
Oh, there's books on the bookshelves, and it turns its head to look at the bookshelves, but then its head falls off the torso, and the light in its eyes goes out.
Oh no, you killed it.
It could be it's still alive, just the light's gone out. Well, I've been there before.
My lights don't work, but what is it? Lights may have gone off, but I still work.
I'm gonna try putting the head back on the torso to see if it comes back to life.
You put the head back on the torso, and the glow starts again. It says, "Hi, I'm Handles."
Do you have any appendages laying around here?
Appendages, 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 appendages. Floor 3, shelf 2.
Okay.
Tortuga, give me a charisma save. Charisma check, not save.
Yeah. Oh, a check, not a save.
Check, not a save. Oh, there's an important question I forgot to ask, but we'll get to that in a second after we do this. Same sort of thing. You feel the need to high five one of your fellow group members, but you resist. Whether that's because you remember in the past sometimes they don't like it, sometimes you have food on your hands and they don't like getting that all over theirs. Whatever the reason is, you managed to resist this time. My next question: you put the head back on the golem, right?
I put the head back on.
You put the head back on. Okay. There we go. Cool deal. Thank you, Tekken. Yeah. That is that save. It's still looking around, not expectantly, but the head is kind of shifting around, and it's been here for a while. So as the head moves around, it kind of makes kind of an annoying screechy sound back and forth, and it looks around, and then it looks back at Tortuga and says, "Hi, I'm Handles."
I want to ask the head.
Hi, Handles. I'm Tortuga.
I'm Tortuga.
I want to ask the head of the golem. Does it know of any other entities that live in this place?
Entities. Floor 2, bridge 2. 2 entities.
Okay, so there's some bridge guards somewhere. And I want to take the coloring book and look at it and see if it's like what type of coloring book it is.
You pick up the coloring book and you open the front cover, and it says the exploits of the great Tekken.
What? Oh man, I'm totally keeping that.
And you open
That's
up.
awesome. High five.
I'm taking it. No.
You flip, and there's. It's a coloring book, and it looks like there's certain scenes from different times in your adventure that are in this coloring book. There's the time, when you first met some of the ones, of note that stand out. The first time that you met Fiery Ball. There's the time that you punched the beholder and it exploded. A lot of them actually have to do with times where you punched things and they exploded. There's a few of you, signing different autographs and stuff as people have asked you to do. There's also some there that you don't recognize, and it looks like you're standing in the middle of a big stadium where a crowd's cheering you on. There's another where it looks like you're standing over what seems to be a dragon. But these are scenes that you don't recognize.
Okay, I want to put that in my bag of holding as well.
Cool. You put it in your bag of holding.
Actually, before I do that, I want to show it to Gur and Tortuga and be like, it's our adventures. It's our stories. Zax has been publishing some partial, not truths, but for the most part, pretty good stuff.
As is tradition for Sax. Yeah, so Tekken shows you all this coloring book of Tekken and his exploits and his trials and tribulations and all sorts of stuff.
I'm gonna take a few minutes and resummon Dresden.
Okay. Give me a charisma check. Time has passed now that you've taken.
Oh man.
So, you know.
Dresden, I'm so glad you're back. High five.
I will give you the choice. You know that your teammates at the moment don't want to be high-fived. But I will give you the choice between Dresden or the Golem.
Oh no.
Dresden, I'm so glad you're back. High five, buddy.
Okay. You have chosen poorly. No. You high-five Dresden with the hand that's got that mark on it. And there's a flash. And Dresden suddenly, in a conflagration of purple sparky fire, vanishes and reappears in the center
Dresden, no.
of the circle that you drew. And seems to be a statue. And you notice that the mark on your hand, it has stopped glowing, but now it just looks like it is a scar in your hand. You so note that one of your highest spell slots, the most available one, is now used up.
Okay, that would be a 5th level spell slot.
There you go.
And he's stone now, right?
He is
Like
stone.
petrified stone.
Mm-hmm.
Dresden, I told you to lay off that danky weed. Well, that's cool. Gur, any idea what just happened?
What? Now you're asking me? No, I have no idea what you did to
Yeah.
your familiar.
Looks like you turned him into a statue to me.
All
man.
I did was high five him.
Okay.
Can I do like a Arcana check to see what I just did?
Totally. I believe you just cast a really high level spell.
Oh man.
A
Awesome.
powerful spell.
I believe you're trying to tell me something, but I'm not sure what it is.
Who, me? The DM?
No, Gur saying
Oh.
powerful like that.
Yeah, because it started when you read the book of power.
Yeah.
In fact,
Well, that's cool.
you get the idea that it is from the Abjuration School. You're still on fire, by the way. You don't seem to notice, but the rest of your teammates do. But yeah, so you guess it's from the Abjuration School, and you're actually kind of guessing that this is potentially a 9th level spell.
Ooh. Nifty.
You're so getting the feeling that Dresden may be out of commission until you can figure out how to fix this problem.
I got another potion of, I mean, like a, well, I got another jar of summoning stuff, so I just, uh, I'm thinking about just crushing Dresden and resummoning him.
Is that what you're going to try to do?
Yes.
So you start trying to crush him, and no matter what you do, his little statuey form seems to be unable to be harmed in any way. You also note that you can't seem to pick him up from the spot that he's currently on that little circle that you made.
Huh. Nifty. Okay.
You will eventually figure out a way to solve this. Fix the problem, as Tortugas tend to do. But yes, you'll still find yourself in this little room, the books, and now a really good Dresden statue.
Oh man. Okay, I wanna ask the golem, how many floors are there?
Floors, 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 floors. Hmm. Hmm. The lights on it start to flicker on and off multiple times. Seems to be tabulating something. It comes back with 1,052.
Okay, well, that's a lot. What floor are we currently on?
Checking, checking, checking. 2.
uh,
Uh, didn't you say your appendages were on floor 2?
appendages.
Appendages, appendages, appendages. Floor 3, shelf 2.
I think the bridge minions are on the second floor.
Oh yeah.
Well, the entities, which could be those other iron golems.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Hopefully it's just them, because it's just that's all it's here is golems. So yeah, that works out. But there's like 1,000 floors to find this book, so that's not that great. Because it could be anywhere,
Could be.
and that's a lot
But
of
the
space to
golem's
cover.
head seems to know where everything is.
Uh, well, yeah. But when we asked him about the books, it said we're next to books, so that wasn't very helpful. Oh, okay. I want to ask the golem if there are any other books besides the ones in this room.
Books, books, books. Yes.
Where are those books located, or what floor, or where are they at in this place?
Locating, locating, locating. Floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4,
Okay,
floor 5.
stop. Thank you. Thank you. We're looking for the book for the archivist that's missing that details when Magpie escaped the library recently.
Magpie, magpie, magpie. Floor 1,053.
Wait a minute. There's only 1,052 floors. How's that work?
Cell 2.
Cell? What the F?
And how do we get there?
Travel, travel, travel. 5 floors.
Oh man. Is there a short?
Foot. 5 foot. Foot is an appendage. Appendages. Floor 3, shelf 2.
Is there a what is the fastest
If
way
we
to get
get
to
you,
floor 1053?
Hmm. Fast travel. Fast travel. Fast travel. Same thing now seems to be tabulating with the little light in its eyes flickering back and forth. Information not found.
Thought he was going to tell us to jump, so that's good.
Jump. Jump.
I,
Jump.
I look.
Jumping does not work.
I look in the portal book.
You open the portal book, and you open the first cover, or the first cover, the front cover. There's only one cover. And there's a little inscription there, same sort of thing that says, "Travel the world," they said. And that's the handwritten inscription on the inside cover. As you open the next page, it looks like there are. Each page seems to kind of be a particular little, kind of a magical circle, and Heckin, you kind of notice this. Um, the circles that are on there seem to be very similar to the ones on your map when you use your special pen and ink. They seem to kind of be in the same sort of style. You also notice that the book has now caught fire because Tortuga is still holding that book, as far as I'm aware, and is still
Oh my
on fire.
gosh. Oh man.
I put the book down
You close the
and
book?
step back.
Do you close the book?
I close the book.
Okay, cool.
I put
So
the book down and I step away.
you do that in the book, and you stop being on fire. You never noticed you were on fire. Just the rest of your team did. But now you notice the other book in your hand is currently on fire. What would you like to do?
No, that's the. I keep my fire book because I like the skin, and I close the portal book.
Oh, so the rest of you
And
see that he slowly closes a portal book, sets it on the ground, and it's kind of on fire. It doesn't seem to be taking damage though, but it is on fire.
One of you might want to look at this. There's portals.
Oh. I want to punch the fire out with force. Or like
Yeah, give me a strength check.
strength.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, Is your athletics better?
Yes. My wait. Did you say strength or athletics? Because I think those are the same thing.
If you're proficient in one, if you're proficient at athletics, would be better. But you can give me. Screw it. I just like that you can do that. You punch with force, and the fire is put out. It looks like there's a couple of pages in there that have gotten charred, but in general, the book seems to be unhurt.
Oh man. Okay, I'll open the book and then see what Tortuga was talking about.
You open the book and you do note that the portal. So each page contains some scribbles, which you can't quite identify. Um, and then there's a drawing of a portal. A drawing of a looks like a magic circle, teleportation circle, if you will. And they look very similar because each one is different depending on the area it's carved and stuff. But they're very similar in design to the circles that are created when you use your magical pen.
Hmm. So does it look like someone has written in the book before to like do the same thing, or do they just look like the same circle?
The pages in the book actually look like they're hand drawn, but they do seem strangely perfect.
Hmm.
Again, very similar to when you use your pen.
Okay, I wanna show that page to the golem and ask it, um, is this location somewhere in the structure?
You show the book to the golem, and it looks and it says, "Checking, checking, checking. I do not have eyes."
What? Oh, I guess. Whatever.
Portal book, portals, portals, portals.
Well, I could try.
Found 3.
I could try to draw.
Where are they?
Tortuga.
Finding, finding, finding. Located in this area.
I could
Do you have a
try.
question, second?
I was gonna say to Gur and Tortuga, I could try drawing my magical circle of transportation thingy into the map to see if it takes us there. But it could also end up not going well, and we could go who knows where, cause who knows where it's at.
Very
Oh,
true.
we could try talking to the other two golems and see what they know, if they even know anything else, unless they're just like this one and just like to, you know, not tell us anything important.
I'm gonna pick this golem up and say, "Okay, let's do this. Let's go do the thing, Tekken. Let's do the thing."
You pick the golem up and it goes moving, moving, moving. Tracking enabled. And then you hear its mouth move, and about every 10 seconds it goes ping, making like a sonar sound.
Can I search the desk before we leave?
Yes.
You definitely can search the desk before you leave.
I would like to do that.
So you look through the desk, and it notes how it has set. There's a couple of scrolls in there. Some of them just to be or seem to be correspondence. There does seem to be. Gotta stop saying seem. It bugs me that I keep saying that. There is a note in there that's sealed, and it notes something about the floor's past 10:52. There is a half-drawn map, and you also find a small notebook that catalogs the creation of 2 golems with which to guard a door, and talks about certain magics that have been used to actually hide items from the library itself.
Well, that seems like a very interesting section. Is there anything on how to get the golems to open the door?
It references a book called Golems.
Is there anything about what was hidden from the library? Or how to unhide it? How to find it?
No, you just note, or it just notes in there that there was the creation of a door that was to be guarded, and its contents are a special room that would keep things hidden from. It doesn't note anyone in particular, but it just notes the entity.
All right, well, if you're going to go to the golems, we might be better off if someone takes the golem book.
Probably a safe bet. Um, it does also, like I said, it does note, make sure that you have on hand the command phrases. It doesn't know what they are, but it does say, "Hey, make sure that if you're going to enter, that you are well aware of what the phrases should be."
Well, now that I know that, I don't want to go talk to the golems because we don't know what the phrases are. So, yeah.
There's. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Gur. Actually, all of y'all can give me a perception check. Come on, Tortuga.
Okay.
Let's hope for a
He's got
nice.
the wisdom for it.
He does. Good enough.
I would like to do. Oh yeah, never mind.
Were you about to say lucky?
I was gonna say
Insight? All
yeah,
right.
lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're fine. That's good enough. You notice that the books that are on the shelf, just you find it interesting that some of the books, especially your one on power, some of them have a few. Someone was very interested in some topics, and some other topics they didn't seem to have a lot to write about. And you also remember that someone found something about a riddle, which a little bit earlier in the session chat that I have pinned in here.
Echo.
Correct. That was something that you and Tekken both said. So correct. You recalled that information. You have recalled that information.
So I assume if we shout arcane power and it echoes 4 times, that might do something.
Could be.
Which I will try to do now.
So you're just going to say that in that room?
Well, everything echoed back at the golems, so let's try it there.
Okay, so you're going to leave the room you're currently in?
Yes.
Okay. You all walk out of that room and you walk back onto that central hub platform for the current
I'm
floor you are on.
gonna sneak the other 2 power books into my bag of holding real quick while nobody's looking.
Okay, so there are 4 total. You have 1. You're taking 2, or the other 3?
He
I'm
already
taking
had
2.
1
I'm
and
gonna
3.
leave the skeleton one by there.
Oh, I had thought you put that one back. So you're holding on to both of them? Or you're taking... Pretty much you're trying to make sure you got all of them?
No, I'm leaving the skeleton one
Okay. And taking
because
the others?
necromancy bad.
Gotcha.
But I'm
Yeah,
taking the other ones.
you have a friend that might want it. Sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna call the mailman and tell him to take this to Hootington.
So we'll say that you're holding on to it for now, and then we'll figure out how to get it to Hootington. Okay,
Yes.
sounds good. So you grab the power book. Said y'all made it back to that central hub, and you walk over to the golems now. Sorry, that was a question.
Yeah.
Okay. You wander over to the golems, and you said you're going to try something, Gar?
I will say arcane power trying to trigger the echo.
Awesome. So, you say arcane and then power, and you hear the first time you say arcane, as happened before when Tortuga said hello. You hear arcane, 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 and then one of the golems seems to light up, similar to the golem that Tortuga is carrying. Then you say power, and it echoes back 4 times. Power, power, power. Other golem lights up. And as soon as they do that, both of them turn away from looking at the little wizard's chamber, and they focus on you. And they focus down and look at the big gear in the middle, and they start turning. And as they turn, you actually see the symbols that were on the door. So the symbol that was on Tortuga, the symbol that was on Tekken, and the eye start to kind of light up. Keep cranking, and as they crank, one of the symbols, Tortuga's, vanishes off the door, and it reappears on Tortuga. And they continue turning the crank, and the smiley face vanishes and reappears on your hand, Tekken. And then they continue further, and then the eye actually vanishes and reappears back on your sword, Bert. And they keep spinning this gear around. You hear a crack, and you see that the door actually starts to rumble and move. As they continue turning, the door slowly lifts higher and higher and higher. And those of you, mostly Tortuga, of arcane background, will note that this room, for lack of a better word, seems very quiet. It's almost deafening silence. Whereas you're used to, hearing things and kind of sensing the magic around you, it seems that once this door opened, that all just stopped. But yes, there is a room now. This door has been opened, and you can't really see into the room, but you know that this door is definitely opened into. The door has opened, and there is something, a little portal now you can go through. Not an actual portal, but a doorway. But it seems that the room that it's leading into is shrouded in darkness.
So the room is completely dark.
From you haven't entered it yet, but from the outside it appears completely dark.
Oh, okay.
I cast light.
You cast light into the room.
Yes.
Okay. Um. It seems to get snuffed out.
Actually,
Uh-huh.
I am going to use Corona of Light.
Okay. It's not a 5th level spell.
No, it's
Oh no,
class
that's
feat.
your class feat. That's right. Okay. So you cast Corona of Light. Nobody likes that. And oh, you emit the light. So you start emitting the light. You do. Yeah, you start emitting the light. It seems though, again, as it enters into that room, the light seems to just fizzle away. But you're glowing brightly, more so than normal. Everyone says that you have a very, bright personality.
Oh, thank you.
Well, the golem did say there's only like 4 or 2 other entities, so it's possible there's nothing in the room. So
It's possible, yes.
unless like the room was like hidden from the rest of the room and we're in a library, and then there's something in there. Ooh. I'll go ahead and walk through the doorway to see what happens.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You walk through the doorway, and
Yep.
as soon as you all make it through, you notice that the room is pretty well lit. It seemed dark from the outside. Nothing to fear but fear itself, you know. In this room, though, it's another small study, and there are a bunch of different books that are kind of scattered throughout. It doesn't look like there's any books on the bookshelf, but there do appear to be a lot of books kind of just strewn about, almost as if someone was looking for something, uh, and kind of ransacked the room and left in a haste.
Are you still carrying the golem, Tortuga?
Yes. Yes, I am.
All right. I want to ask the golem if the magpie book is in this room.
If the magpie book is in this room,
Yes.
so you ask the golem a question, and it doesn't actually seem to respond.
Of course.
The light actually seems to be completely out.
I give it a little shaky.
The head falls off.
I pick the head back up and I put it on.
It goes on with a click, but nothing seems to happen.
Oh,
I start looking for an on-off button, saying, "You know, guys, sometimes you just need to cut these things off and cut it back on again."
You find a button.
Oh, you know he's gonna press it.
I I I
See that?
assume he wants to.
He doesn't. He doesn't want to just show me up. He can't resist it. So
Does the button say anything?
It does not. It just looks like a small yellow button that actually you noted was inside kind of its where its neck is. So you only noticed it once the head fell off. And you noticed it when you put the head back on. You being that you're Tortuga, you probably noticed it earlier as well, but you were too distracted by other things.
I press the button.
You push it, there's a loud ka-thunk as the button presses in. It feels like a very, one of those nice old style
Like a
buttons.
firm button.
One of those nice ones that has a really satisfying, thunk when you click it. Old PC power buttons, that sort of thing. But nothing happens.
Oh, yeah. Dadgummit.
Tekken, you look around, and you note that there's a big banner that says, "Do not trust the king of the jungle."
So we shouldn't go down the line bridge.
Is there any exit out of this room besides where we came in from?
Doesn't appear so.
Hmm.
It seems to be like its own little small chamber.
Are there any books that look like they stand out from all the other ones?
There does seem to be a small pile of just a couple of books that's gathered together, whereas the other ones seem kind of strewn about. These ones are actually sitting on a desk.
I look at the books.
You note that two of them, well, all three of them seem to be journals. And they all have a lot of interesting writing. Kind of seems to be ramblings, just day to day. Hey, here's what happened to me. But in the first book, give me another. I'm gonna go with investigation check. Those are great. Tekken, you note that as Tortuga's flipping through the book, that some of the words are actually differently colored from the rest of them. And as you piece it together, you see these words that form a sentence.
Oh, cat.
That is the first journal that Tortuga currently has.
I gotta do it or I'll forget.
I like how you're doing it with pictures. This fills me with so much joy.
Oh, that's 2 down.
What would you all like to do next?
I'll pick up another book.
Okay, you're gonna hand it over to Tekken, or are you gonna look through it?
I will hand him one, and I will look through the other one.
But aren't you
Okay.
still on fire? Or like catching things on fire? Or did that go away?
He closed the book and put it in his bag of holding.
Okay.
Unless I misheard him and he didn't, in which case, yes, he's still on fire.
Oh, that's what I did.
So Tekken, in your book, same thing. You find that the words that are different are there, and then Tortuga, you find that one.
Dog.
What's the other one?
I think the other one's coward, maybe? I don't remember. Because it was like elephant, chicken. Oh, chicken, maybe. But then I don't think it means chicken. It just says yellow and afraid. I don't remember.
I don't know if anyone knows anything about chickens. I think that'd be Tortuga.
I can honestly say whoever said chickens were cowards has never had chickens.
So, so the person that says, "Hey, you're chicken," is the opposite.
Yeah, that means you're just as likely to bite somebody's nipple off as you are to peck their eye out.
I have questions, but I think that's for another time.
I think you need to wear shirts more often.
Hey, sometimes it's warm out and you gotta tend to the chickens. I think. I don't know. It's out of my wheelhouse. So yeah, so far that is what you all have found.
Were those from the books on the desk, right?
There were 3 journals that were on the desk.
Okay.
And you noted that they had a lot of ramblings, and then you were able to discern those phrases. One phrase was in each book. Then there was the banner that said, "Do not trust the king of the jungle," and there's a bunch of other books that are strewn about on the floor.
That just leaves the elephant, right? I left my list in the other room, but I'm pretty sure that's
Cat,
just the elephant.
chicken, dog, lion, elephant.
Okay, yeah. At least elephant.
So, how would you all like to proceed?
I guess we can go back to the main platform with all the paths.
Okay. So, you wander back to that central hub. You know that you are currently on foot. And you still see the bridge that takes you back to the first hub. Chantidio.
Is this not the one that has all the different paths on it, or does this one have
It
it?
is not.
Oh, I guess.
So you all ended up in one hub, and then there was six bridges on that one, and one of them was just a glowy door, and you took that one,
Oh
which
yeah.
found yourself on another hub,
That's right.
which is the one you're currently on.
Okay, we can go back to the main hub then.
Okay. You make your way out through that door, back to that central hub, and same as before, you see that there's a bridge that leads to a glowy door, and then you note that there are 5 remaining bridges. Oh, excuse me. A cat. I almost said an owl. That's a different thing entirely. A cat, chicken, elephant,
Woo!
lion.
We'll go down the elephant path.
Cool. You start to walk down the elephant path, and as you do, same as before, as you walk down, the other, the rest of the area kind of fades away. It seems that the perception is following you all as you walk. And same thing, you hear the whispers.
Does handle start working again?
Once you look over, you see that Handles actually does appear to have that glow back in him. You can see that he's lit inside, and seems to just kind of be looking around. And you get closer. Yeah, well, you assume you're getting closer to something because as you continue down the bridge, the voices, the whispers start becoming louder and louder and louder. And you note that there's also a clicking sound that you along with this the whispers, and it almost seems like the whispers are trying to mask this clicking sound. But yes, you hear this, and then the golem suddenly just pipes up out of nowhere. Entities, entities, entities. 5. And you notice that there's a small little pincer that makes its way into the visible area. One behind you, one in front. And then you actually hear something underneath. If everyone could roll for initiative.
Wow.
Oh man.
I know who's going first this time.
Is it not you?
It's not me. Do I get the book pulled out before the thing comes?
Yeah, sure. You're holding handles with one hand and the book in the other. So have. Oh wow, sure, you did fantastic.
Okay, I'm back. I got kicked out of the living room.
Oh no.
Yeah, my 21 and 16-year-old daughter want to watch Peppa Pig, so
I mean, whatever.
I'm not sure what that means, but
TV show?
Nothing good.
yeah. I think they enjoy the simplicity of the preschool show.
Hey man, sometimes you just want to zone out and enjoy
So, do we know what we're fighting yet?
TV. Yes, I set up an encounter for something. It appears that it didn't save, so I'm just getting reset up. Apologies for me. Also, relevant. So first thing on Beyond. The thing in front and behind of it. I'm not quite sure what the thing underneath it is, but it sounds heavier than those two.
Does Matt sound like really
Yeah, I was about to say.
far away?
You sound a bit
Uh-oh.
low.
Do I still sound low?
That sounds good.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't do anything other than move slightly closer to my microphone. Wonder what's going on. Did I push a button? 1 second.
No,
Yep, I had the wrong setting.
okay.
I moved the microphone and set it to a different mode, I guess it was. But yeah, so those you've got that thing that you see, one in front and one behind, and then there's something underneath the bridge that you can't make out what it is yet. But it sounds a lot clunkier than the thing in front and behind. And the first person up is Gur.
Okay, I will attack the thing in front.
Sounds good. That hits.
Do I get sneak attack on this one?
Yeah, everyone, you're kind of surrounded, so people are close enough to you, so definitely. Nice.
And then I will use Whales from the Grave.
Okay. You're going to deal the damage to the other one?
Yes, deal damage to the other one. Just give me a second. I'm trying to track it properly.
Yeah, no worries.
Track that. And so that is necrotic damage
Very nice.
to the other one. And now I will attack again. Well, that'll hit.
Yes.
And then I will use my bonus action to attack yet again. I do not know if that hits.
It does not.
Okay, then. And I will cede my turn to the next person.
Next up, we have Tekken.
Okay. Going to do.
Oh, Sorry, Gur, you did notice that the necrotic damage of your whales from the grave didn't seem to affect the creature. Go ahead, Tekken.
All right.
Wait, what was that?
The whales from the grave that Gur did not seem to affect that spider-looking creature. That will definitely hit Tekken.
Dang it.
That will not hit.
All right. Let's spin the key point. Get my unarmed strikes.
That also will not hit.
Oh, come on. There we go.
That will hit.
All right. And that is my turn.
Okay. So, first one. It attacks with one of its legs and deals 15 damage to you, Tekken. Then it slashes out with another one of its legs. Tries to hit Gur. Gur does an 18.
You're kind of far away again.
Sorry. Can you hear me now? Is that better
Yes.
or now? Okay. Gur, does an 18 hit?
He's in there watching
yes.
Peppa Pig too.
No. Yes, my armor class is 18, so that hits.
Okay, cool. You take 15 damage. And then finally, it focuses its eyes on you, Tekken. Can you give me a dexterity save?
Dexterity save, yes. Oh wait, that's not a save. That's a.
Always make sure to go with the save, not the check if you're asked for a save, because it's going to be far less. Yep, you're good. And you have the thing that takes, if you only do half damage, it takes no damage at all. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're good. So you feel this pulse that comes in your direction, but nothing happens. Next up, second one from behind tries to poke you, and you take 15 damage. Then it tries to pinch Tortuga. Tortuga, you take 15 damage. And then from below, you hear clack, and you feel like something is actually climbing up the side of the bridge. Now it is Tortuga's turn. Tortuga, there is something in front of you, something behind you, and something that is trying to make its way onto the bridge. What would you like to do?
I will cast Radiance of the Dawn and attack every creature within 30 feet of me.
Does that include
And
your...
every hostile creature within 30 feet of me.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. Okay.
They have to make a con saving throw of 19.
How did I roll horrible? Said 19. What's the
19.
damages otherwise?
Half damage.
No, sorry. I mean, what is the damage? What's your damage roll? Because they take full damage.
27.
Nice. You said it's radiance. Radiant.
Yes.
Excuse me. Okay. D7.
And I will call down a level 5 spiritual weapon on the giant spider because I hate spiders.
Okay. Or 18. The one in front or the one behind? Where are you trying to go for?
Behind.
Behind,
It
okay.
doesn't need to be behind me.
That does not hit.
Say what now?
That does not hit.
Dang it.
What would you like to do next?
Can I put the golem down
Yes.
and open the book as like a gimme?
Sure.
I want to be on fire, so maybe they'll leave me alone.
It doesn't seem like it's activating now, but you do feel like the symbol that's in your mind that you remember being there is burned in really strongly.
Oh yeah. That's it.
Okay. Next up, we have Gur. Gur, you're currently faced with something in front, something behind, which you can see, and then there's something that you feel is clawing its way up the side of the bridge.
All right, let's deal with the thing in front.
Okay. That will definitely hit.
And cold. And sneak attack.
Yep.
And attack again.
14. 37 so far. Yep. 49. 50.
And now my bonus action attack with the scimitar.
That'll hit. 63. Wow.
And that is it.
Okay. 63 damage. That is nothing to sneeze at. Next up, we have Tekken. Tekken, what would you like to do?
Okay, time for Flurry of Blows.
You hit. That definitely hits.
Oops. Oh, nice.
Ooh, very good.
Alright, spending a key point.
25 so far.
And now unarmed strikes.
That does not hit.
Oh, that hits though.
That will hit.
All right.
$25, 32 damage. Is that it for your turn?
That is.
Okay, so you actually managed to punch off one of its legs, so it seems to be inhibited in its attacks. So it tries to slash at you with its other leg and misses horribly. But then it focuses on you, and its eyes flash. Can you give me a Constitution save, Tekken?
Constitution. Yes. Does that succeed or fail?
It fails.
I'll use my Diamond Soul and spend
Okay.
a key point to get another go at it.
I definitely would.
Oh, come on, you piece of crap. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Come on, come on. Yes. Ah,
Okay. You succeed. Which is good for you. Next up, the one from behind tries to slash at Gur and misses. Then it tries to slash at Tortuga and hits Tortuga for 15 damage.
Dang it.
And then it looks at Tekken, and its eyes flash. Tekken, can you give me a dex save?
oh yeah.
Nice. Perfect. Finally, we get to the thing that's been climbing around underneath the bridge, and it flips itself on top of the bridge behind you all. It looks like this. And it gives actually roars. And I need everyone to give me a con save.
Yes.
I would like to use anything.
Okay. So you've got 3 uses of lucky and inspiration, if I recall.
No, I don't.
You have
out of
inspiration, if
lucky.
I recall. Okay, well, you have inspiration.
I would like to, yeah, inspiration.
Cool.
Inspiration well used.
Very much so. Gur, this roar hits you, and you actually, so you take 27 damage, and then you drop everything that you're holding, and you find yourself stunned.
Okay.
And next up, we have Tortuga.
I would like to shout out to how many enemies? There's
3.
3, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I would like to shout out flee using command.
Okay. What save do they have to make?
And make them all. They have to make a wisdom saving throw of 19.
Oh, wisdom. Yeah, nope.
Yes.
The two spiders. You hear a loud woo, and they actually vanish. The large predator-looking creature, though, remains.
I want to try to knock him off of the bridge using my spiritual weapon, and it's force damage.
Okay.
Crap.
That does not hit. Anything else?
Crap. That's it.
Okay. Sure, it is your turn. However, you are currently paralyzed, or stunned, I should say. You can give me another Constitution save. You succeed. You're no longer stunned. But that is at the end of your turn. Yes. So next up we have Tekken.
Okay.
There is just the big thing behind you. Which now I suppose is technically in front. That hits. That hits too.
Okay, spending a key
Or for
point.
23 damage.
Unarmed strike.
That hits. 30 damage so far.
Bummer. This last one.
That does not hit. But 30 damage is nothing to be ashamed about. Is that it for your turn, Tekken?
Yep.
This predator gets the sense that Gur might be the weaker prey to go after.
Warding
Getting
flare.
a hint of its scent. Cool deal. So it first tries to bite Gur.
So you know.
It still hits. Gur, you take 14 damage from its bite. Then it tries to claw you, Tortuga. And you take 16 damage. And then it tries to claw once at Tekken, and Tekken, you take 16 damage. And then it's Tortuga's turn.
I'm gonna try a little razzle dazzle here.
Okie dokie.
I am going to cast Beacon of Hope.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast
I'd use whatever your highest level healing spell is.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Because I assume you're targeting you and your teammates with your beacon.
Yes. Mass healing word, which doesn't help a lot, but it'll help a little bit. So that's automatically two. That's 4. That's 12 points. 13. Heal for 13.
Yay! Look at that, he's healing.
Wait, so
So just ignore
You-
that one and just heal for 13.
okay.
It's funny
I
though,
did it
'cause you
so I
almost
wouldn't
did
have
roll
to
max
mark up
there.
the spell slot.
Gotcha. Is that your turn, Tortuga?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, we have Gurr.
Okay, I need to pick up my weapons.
You do.
Does that take up an action?
It will.
All right, I will pick up my
think.
weapons.
I'm gonna say yes for now, but I'm gonna look it up at the same time as we continue.
And then I will use. Second wind to get 13 points of health back.
Okay. So I will say you can pick up one of your weapons. Well, looking this up, you can pick up one of your weapons as a free action. And then you'd be able to attack with it. But if you want to pick up the second weapon, that would cost an action. So interacting with an object or an item, in this case for picking up an item or drawing an item, is just one is a free action. So if you want to just say you pick up one and attack, that's
All right, that probably would help us. So I'll pick up my short sword and then attack twice.
cool deal. That will hit.
Okay.
Nice.
Frost damage. And then, do I get to sneak attack?
Yeah, definitely.
Sneak attack.
'Cause that's just
Those
bonus.
dice.
Actually, sneak attack isn't even a bonus action. That's
Nope.
just a you do it thing. So
Yeah,
Um,
ignore that. Ignore the second one. That was just me double
you're
clicking.
good. I was
And
gonna say if
then,
it did more damage, we could go with that one. So 14, 17 plus 20.
And does a 24 hit?
It does.
Okay. Frost. Okay, that's everything I could do this turn.
15 damage. Nice. Next up, we have Tekken. You also see that this alien-looking creature that does not hit. This alien-looking creature seems to be slowing down a bit. That will hit.
Oh, please, whatever.
That will not hit.
Uh,
That will hit.
Alright, that's my turn.
The creature being quite unhappy that y'all are beating the crap out of it. It gives another roar. I need everybody to give me a con save.
Ooh. Does 15 fail?
It does.
Alright, I'm gonna use my diamond soul again.
Okay. A 20 succeeds. For Gur.
Oh, piece of crap.
A 15 does not succeed. So, Tortuga and Tekken, you both drop everything you're holding, and you find yourself stunned. In the case of Tortuga and Tekken, that's nothing because you actually, in Tortuga's case, you set down handles, but you dropped your book because I believe you were still holding the book. Tekken, you've got your
Yes.
fist, and you really can't drop those, so you don't have to worry about that. But both of you are currently stunned and take 27 damage.
Ugh.
Woo!
And now it's Tortuga's turn, but you're
Tortuga has 7
stunned.
hit points left.
Good to know. But you are currently stunned, Tortuga. So I need you to give me another Constitution save. You are still stunned.
That's probably not going to cut it, right?
It does not a 2. Next up, we have Gur. Gur, you see that your teammates have been stunned by this creature.
Okay. The free action, I'll pick up my other sword. And now...
That will not hit.
Does a 21 hit?
A 21 will hit.
Okay.
This blade will kill.
Attack.
For a total of 35 damage. That will hit.
Should hit.
12 damage.
And that's everything.
Okay. Tekken, give me a con save, please.
Con save. Oh, whatever. Does that?
It does not.
All right, let
Are you
me-
gonna?
Yes.
Diamond Soul? Okay.
Okay. Phew.
That will save. You are no longer stunned, but that was your turn because that happened at the end of your turn.
All right.
This creature seems to be flailing. I said seems again. Look at that. It's like it's part of my vocabulary. It lashes out and tries to bite you, Tekken, and fails horribly. Then it tries to claw at Tortuga and does horrible. And then it tries to claw at Gur and hits for 16 damage. And then it's Tortuga's turn. That will not hit. That is a good save. Actually, I just totally misread that because it popped up. Yes, you are no longer stunned, luckily. Now we move back to Gur.
Yay!
That will hit. 14 damage. Another 22 damage. Grr. Wait, not 22. Yes, 22 damage. Describe your killing blow.
I slice at its head. It frosts over and its head pops off.
Nice. Good news. Y'all are successful. Out of it, head pops off, and out of it actually tumbles a trained rogue's eye might pick out as a skeleton key.
Okay, I get a skeleton key.
And by skeleton key, not necessarily a key that opens everything, but a key that seems to have been made from bones. You also note that these things that that came after you, look to be not unlike golems, steel golems. And if you all want to give me an Arcana check. Tortuga does not like spiders.
Spiders bad.
Tekken also does not like spiders, but Gur noted that the spider-looking things are known as retrievers, and they tend to be built and sent out in order to, as their namesake, track and bring something back. Whether that is an item or a person is up to the one who built them. But you also know that they are capable of hopping from plane to plane. And when Tortuga told them to run away, you actually made them poof back to a different plane. That worked out well to your advantage. And after all this, you actually note that there is a door in front of you on the bridge you're on.
Let's limp to the door.
Walk over to the door. And there is suddenly a projection that appears in front of the door. And it says, "Welcome, weary travelers." How do you choose to pass? And suddenly, Handles pops up. It says, "Choose, choose, choose." Peacefully. And the projection says, "Good choice. Proceed." It vanishes, and the door swings open.
Oh, that works.
Good on Tortuga
Yay, we
for
did a
grabbing
thing.
everything that he wants to. And this room looks like yet another study.
Are there any books that stand out anywhere? Or are there any books
Well-
in the room?
I assume that you walk right into the room,
Yeah.
since you're asking that.
Yes.
Does anyone stay behind?
No, let's stick together.
Cool deal. Splitting the part of that always works out very well. Yeah, so you all walk inside.
We are family.
And the first thing you notice is that Tortuga's mouth is moving, but no sound is being made.
Are we in heaven?
You also notice your footsteps are making no sound. You notice your clothes are not swishing. You notice the things you're carrying in your packs are not clanging.
Oh, we're in a vacuum.
Absolutely
Hey guys, I
zero
think we've been
sound.
silenced. 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 Silence. I know this spell. Hey guys, I know this spell.
You also note that Handles seems to. I gotta stop saying seems. It's gonna bug the hell out of me. You notice that Handles is not working. And to Tekken's question, there are a few interesting items. There look to be a couple of clockwork mechanisms, small, miniature, little replications, miniatures of larger creatures. In fact, some of them look to be like the ones that you actually just encountered. There's a small clockwork version of the alien looking one, and then there are a few small clockwork versions of the retrievers. There's also a couple of books that are sitting around. And you notice one of them, Tekken, actually on the front, in a, got a it's square shaped, very big book. It's got a green cover, and with red lettering, it says Ledger.
Letter. Ah.
Ledger, Ledger.
Oh, ledger. Okay.
Yeah. And there's a few other books around. You actually do note, seems strange, that there is a book for each of you as well that is in this room.
I go over to my book.
Okay.
How do we know it's for us?
I pick it up.
You know it's for you because it has your name on the cover.
Okay.
Good question.
Mine
My
has
bad
a
for not-
turtle drawn in crayons.
It does. Yours actually seems to be a. Stop saying seems, Matt. Yours is a book. It has a lot of words, as far as you can tell, and there's drawings inside made in crayon. As you read through the book, I assume you're reading through the book.
Of course.
You note the words that are there are just kind of describing. It's more of a caption. It seems that your book is a picture book, but a lot of it is describing your exploits and everything that you have accomplished so far. I mean, you can go all the way back to when you were a tiny turtle. In fact, the start of this book in chapter 1, explains how you popped, out of an egg, and how you managed to survive and made your way through, and talks all about your history. There's a few chapters dedicated
Can
to the snout.
can can I find out who my mommy and daddy are and why they left me?
Your book actually is starting right when you pop out of an egg, but it doesn't seem to describe. Stop saying "see, Matt." Doesn't describe who the mommy and daddy are. There do
Oh, okay.
happen to have some notes that are stuffed into the book, which appear to be letters written from other people. Talking about leaving you in the good hands at the snout. Those notes are not done with pictures. They're handwritten with quill and ink.
Oh, cool.
I
Yes, for
want
you, Tekken.
I want to
Go
read
ahead.
my book.
You read your book and you pick it up. It says Tekken on the front. It's actually a very nice gold cover with blue text at the front that says The Great Tekken. Not just Tekken, but The Great Tekken. And there's a small caption that says, as dictated by Sax. And you flip through the book, and same thing. It starts off with how you were from itty bitty baby, growing up, joining a monastery, learning the monk ways, up until the point of joining with your current group. And it talks all about everything you've done. But everything that is in this book is 100% true. There is um, no falsities, and there's no aggrandizing either. So everything in the book is exactly as it has happened so far.
Huh.
And you read, and as you're flipping through the book, you actually get to the last page, and it describes your current situation and how you, with your group, has just defeated 3 constructs, and you made your way into a room. And in this room, you picked up a book, and you're currently reading through a book.
Well, that's interesting.
And as you say that, and not quite say because the room's silenced, you actually see more text appear on the page itself, which pops up with, well, that's interesting. He
It's
thought
like
to
the
himself.
never-ending story. Oh my goodness. I'm keeping
So,
this.
yes. You, ow. Yeah, so I'm guessing you're putting that book in your bag of holding?
Yep.
Cool. What would you all like to do next?
We could hunker down and take a long rest and call it a night.
Could do that. It is almost 1 in the morning.
Let's do that. Because I am almost out of high level spell slots.
Okay. I'll take 10 minutes to make a tiny hut.
Yeah, that sounds good. You do see that you can actually close the door.
Oh, we can close the door, but I'm still doing a tiny hut in the room because,
You try, but it fizzles.
ooh, ouch.
Silence.
All right, so let's close the door and hope nothing disturbs us while we regain our powers.
Yeah,
Or
so
keep
you
I
them.
push a
shut.
bookshelf and the desk and any other heavy thing I can find in front of the door.
So you move the bookshelves and you move some other things, and you actually notice that there's a series of runes that were carved and are glowing behind the bookshelves.
Oh, wow. I think I found something cool by accident. I mean, on purpose.
I meant to do that.
I see Tortuga waving and pointing and go over to look at what he's doing.
If only there was someone here who had telepathy. Um but yeah, so we'll end it here. We can say that you all take a long rest in this room.
Oh, goody.
Everything seems safe at the moment.
Wait, is that you just adding seams to stuff? Or is that you know, You know,
It's
It
Dungeon
seems
Master talk.
safe.
It's okay.
I'll call it manager speak. So yeah,
okay.
I mean, y'all can do a perception check before you take a long rest in the room if you want, or just take a long rest, your choice. You and those high rolls. Yeah, everything's fine. Other than the fact that the room is currently silenced and there's glowing rooms that are all along the walls that we're hiding behind the bookshelves.
That's normal for us.
But yeah, cool deal. Nicely done.